since Barack Obama entered office. So has he been living up to expectations? Sky's Foreign Affairs editor Tim Marshall is in our central London studio. What have you made of the first 100 days, Tim?
In the round, you can say it's positive because he's laid the foundations for potentially successful first 4 years. But he hasn't actually achieved very much concrete in those first 100 days, and that's because it's only 100 days. If you look at the record of things he's put into motion, if you look at the fiscal stimulus, that was something that President Bush had already implemented, and he simply tickled President Bush's financial stimulus. So that's not really a change in policy, and I think that's the theme of the 100 days. The theme is continuation of the Bush era. I'm not talking about atmospherics here, the mood, the language. I'm talking about policy. And on the fiscal side, I don't see that great a change. Troops, he came to the United Kingdom to try and get, and then onto NATO, to try and get more troops for Afghanistan. He didn't get them. That is a continuation of the Bush administration. They wanted NATO to bring up more. They haven't come, and I don't think very many more are going to come. If we look at missile defence, he offered to pull out of the missile defence system in Poland if the Russians would help on Iran. The Russians spurned that offer, so the missile defence is going ahead in Poland. That's a continuation of policy. And on potentially the negative side, and it's not played very much over in this country, but the torture memos. The fact that the Americans are going to release a lot more footage and photos of the torture which took place in Abu Ghraib, but much more importantly, is going to investigate the Bush-era policies on the waterboarding, etc. That is one administration investigating the previous administration's policies. Now, you can make a very strong argument that it has to happen because of the rule of law, if anything did break the law. Or you could say, well, hang on a minute, did Reagan investigate Carter? Did Eisenhower investigate Truman? No. And I think there's an awful lot of disquiet in America about the fact that the policies and the legal advice of the previous administration is going to be opened up. There was one more as well, and that is the atmospherics. And this is why I think you can put a positive spin on the Obama 100 days. The atmospherics have changed. Yes, he came to Europe and got nothing except a more friendly, open relationship. And that's true right around the world. The offer has been made to Iran and rejected. So the atmospherics have changed. They do matter in international relations, and he's laid the foundation for good, solid relationships in the future. But he's not got anything from the world that he's asked for so far. But he's laid the foundations to try and get them later.
Tim, thanks very much indeed.